today we have the strongest economy in the world, creating nearly 16 million new jobs, a record. Wages are up. Inflation continues to come down.
Joe Biden drops out of the race again because Joe Biden forgot he already dropped out. 15 seconds. We'll be back.
Do you want the truth? Are you tired of being so confused? You feel like you're more f***ed up than the lies on the evening news? Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the...
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Still Point, the Don't Unfriend Me band. My name is Matthew Spear. I am the host of Don't Unfriend Me. Thanks for watching the show live 7 p.m. Eastern. Weeknights will be on live tonight. Good to see you there, even though you're not there yet, but it will be good to see you. Whatever. Let's get to it. Folks, gather around, kiddies, around the campfire. We've got an interesting tale for you to listen to and put on your big boy ears, because what I'm about to tell you is going to knock your socks off. We're in the midst of one of the most extraordinary political dramas ever seen in the history of our republic, and let me tell you, the plot twists and turns make the House of Cards look like a Saturday morning cartoon. So what do we have here? President Joe Biden, the man who promised to bring dignity and normalcy back to the White House, is on his way out. Forced out, to be precise. Forced out and abandoning any shred of dignity that he may have had remaining. Now, let's be honest, Joe Biden's presidency has been a train wreck from day one, but now even his own party is ready to throw him under the bus. Speaking of busing, I wonder if Kamala's going to bring that up. And who steps in to take his place? Kamala Harris. Yes, Kamala, who couldn't even get elected on her own, is now set to take over the reins. The same Kamala who dropped out of the Democratic primary before a single vote was cast because her campaign was that much of a soup sandwich. But now she's being handed to all of us as the presidency that's on a silver platter. And why? Because the Democrats are in a full-blown panic mode, and DEI is the way to go for the future, it appears to be. I thought freedom and our republic were at stake, they said. That's what they told us, or was it freedom and democracy? One of the two. That's why they spent $32 million of our taxpayer dollars on the Mueller investigation, desperately trying to find dirt on Donald Trump. They impeached him twice and even tried a third time. They created a sham January 6th committee while conveniently ignoring the violent riots that rocketed all cities during the so-called Summer of Love. Remember the P-tapes, the wiretaps, the spies in Trump's campaign, the phony dossier, the endless witch hunts. They screamed quid pro quo at the top of their lungs, but conveniently turned a blind eye to Joe Biden's own quid pro quo with Burisma and that infamous Ukrainian prosecutor who was going after his son. They tried to bankrupt Trump. They tried to jail him. They even tried to kill him. But it was all in the name of democracy, they said. This, my friends, is not democracy. This is a soft coup. Now Biden is dropping out. Why? Because of the numbers, they say? Let's not kid ourselves. If it isn't about his obvious mental decline, then what is it? The number one reason that 76% of Democrats agree on is that Joe is unfit to serve. Yet they didn't care when Robert Hur said Biden was unfit to stand trial. But now suddenly they care? Why? Because the money's drying up. The big fat donations from Hollywood elites like Julia Roberts and George Clooney are starting to fade, and without that cash, they know they're sunk. This isn't democracy, folks. This is embezzlement and fraud and extortion. They've bled the coffers dry, and now they're looking for a new puppet to prop up. But here's the kicker. Maybe this is what democracy has become, a corrupt, broken system where power and money rule the day. The will of the people is an afterthought. Maybe this is a democracy after all. Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. The Democrats have spent years trying to destroy Donald Trump. They've thrown everything but the kitchen sink at him. Yet he's still standing. Why? Because Trump isn't just a man, he's a movement. He's a symbol of the frustration and anger that millions of Americans feel towards a system that has left them behind. Well, some of us, it seems. Biden's exit is a desperate move by a party that has lost its way. They're trying to salvage what's left of the power that they possess. But in doing so, they're exposing the rot at the core of their agenda. They're not interested in democracy or a republic or anything in between. They want money, power, and votes. They're interested in control. They're interested in maintaining their grip on that aforementioned power by any means necessary, as we've seen. And now they're handing the reins to Kamala Harris, hoping she'll be their savior. But let me tell you, Harris is no savior. She's a puppet, plain and simple, a figurehead for a party that has lost touch with reality. She couldn't win on her own, so they're propping her up, hoping she'll be able to carry their corrupt agenda forward. But the American people aren't stupid. Well, most of the time. We see through the charade. We know that this isn't about democracy. It's about maintaining power. It's about controlling the narrative. It's about silencing dissent. And we're not going to stand for it. This is a call to action, folks, and it has to be for all of us. We need to stand up and fight for this republic that we care about. We need to demand accountability. We need to hold our leaders to a higher standard. If you vote for her, you're just saying, hey, do it again next time. Because if we don't, then we've lost the very essence of what makes our nation great. I know this isn't hard for you to understand. So as Biden exits stage left and Harris steps into the spotlight, remember this. It's not about them, it's about us. It's about our future. It's about the kind of nation we want to be. And we will not be silenced. We will not be controlled. We will stand up for our republic, and we will fight for our freedoms. Because that's what it means to be an American. This isn't a banana republic. This isn't a third world country unless we allow it to be. Kamala Harris is not the answer. She is the problem. And Joe Biden's policies are. You can put the lipstick all you want on every pig you find, but in the end, it's still a pig. And there's nothing but slop underneath them. That's Democrat policies. Let's try something new for a change. Let's go back to 2016 and 20 when it was better, even though we didn't like the mean tweets. Folks, thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me Show live 7 o'clock tonight. Please do me a favor and like, share, and subscribe to the show. That would mean a great deal. If you have not had a chance, go to thedumshow.com and you can pick up shirts, hats, coffee, stuff like that. We always appreciate it. We are funded 100% by you, the viewer. So maybe you can continue to help us out, and we will continue to make the product that you watch on a daily basis. 7 o'clock tonight. See you then. God bless.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, Olivia, and Mike. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on the Spreely.tv network and all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.